Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to talk some more about the conservation pack coming to Planet Zoo, specifically about the Scimitar-Horned Oryx. So we got this screenshot that you're looking at a couple days ago on the announcement day, but I just wanted to show it real quick because look at that baby, look at how cute. So this was the very first kind of sneak peek we got of the animals. We got a baby there and what I presume to be its parent, and then in the background we have that really cool looking like 3D printed wall set, I think is what it's supposed to be. So very cool, but let's go ahead and take a look at the newest screenshot we got. Now we did get this one a couple days ago. I'm a little bit behind, but we got this screenshot showing 2 more oryx in some grassy grasslands with some mountains behind it. So I see what I believe the grass that's closest to them is the Africa grass piece that we already have, but just to the right and behind that right oryx, I believe that is potentially a new grass foliage piece, which is very exciting. And then I can't actually tell if the bushes behind them are new or not, but it would be really cool if they are. They actually don't look super familiar to me, but I also have a very limited palette of foliage that I like to use, and so I'm not always familiar with what is or isn't in the game. Anyway, but I want to focus on the animal in this video, of course, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these guys. I have some information from the Smithsonian National Zoo up, and let's just go through it. So these oryx are mostly white with reddish brown necks and marks on the face with a long, dark, tufted tail. The white coat helps reflect the heat of the desert. Their black skin and tip of the tongue protects against sunburn, while enlarged hooves enable the oryx to walk easily on sand. Dense eyelashes and strong eyelids protect against wind-blown sand. Both male and female Scimitar-Horned Oryx have long, rigid, sharp-tipped, and curved backwards horns, what a description, that grow to be several feet long. Scimitar-Horned Oryx have an interesting way of coping with a shortage of water. They are able to tolerate a rise in body temperature by several degrees. Being able to tolerate an internal body temperature of 116 degrees Fahrenheit means that these animals do not need to sweat as much, which in turn conserves water. This adaptive hypothermia allows them to rid themselves of excess heat at night when their body temperatures can drop below normal. In addition to this physiological adaptation to hot and arid environments, they can go for long periods without drinking water. They dissipate heat through their appendages. So yeah, because they are going to be a desert species, lots of adaptations to keep them cool because there's not a lot of cover, not a lot of shade that they're gonna find, so they're gonna be out in the sun, you know, heating up. So very, very cool. These desert antelope stand up to be about 4.5 feet tall at the shoulder, and their head and body length is between 4.9 and 7.5 feet. They weigh between 220 and 460 pounds on average. Their native habitat, a century ago, hundreds of thousands of desert-adapted antelopes roamed the Sahara regions of northern Africa, a vast desert and sub-desert ecosystem that included parts of Morocco, Libya, Egypt, Mali, Chad, and Sudan. Due to human disturbance, overhunting, drought, and loss of food because of excessive livestock grazing, the Scimitar-Horned Oryx is now extinct in the wild, though surveys show that certain places may have appropriate habitat for reintroduction, and some reintroductions have already begun in a limited space. So that is exactly why they're included in the conservation pack, because they are in fact extinct in the wild, So if you have ever seen these animals in a zoo, count yourself extraordinarily lucky, because those are some of the last ones that we have here on the planet. Hopefully, like we talked about with the wild horse, reintroduction plans will go very well, and hopefully these guys will move from extinct in the wild to endangered. So they'll kind of move down a category on that list there. That is, of course, the hope. for this species. Let's talk a little bit about their food and eating habits and their social structure, and that'll be it. So arid land antelope, unlike livestock, are well suited for their habitat, surviving for months and even years without drinking water, stripping moisture from the plants they eat in their sparsely vegetated habitats. Scimitar-Horned Oryx migrate enormous distances, searching for fresh grazing and water. They can detect slight variation in air humidity over long distances. Very, very cool. So yeah, they're gonna have to be able to pull all the potential moisture out of any of their food, because large bodies of water or even small bodies of water are probably not abundant where they are. So they're not gonna be straight drinking a lot of water. They're gonna get it mostly from their diet. Social structure. Oryx are seldom seen alone, with an exception of very old males. Historically, these oryx lived in herds of 20 to 40 individuals led by a single male. During migrations and times of plentiful water, herds of 1,000 or more were seen. Wow, that's a lot of animals together. But yeah, so that's a little bit about these guys. I have actually been lucky enough to see them in a zoo. I believe the San Diego Zoo Safari Park had a small herd of them, or maybe they still do, but I do remember seeing these guys as well as the wild horses out there on their like tram tour. So very, very cool and interesting animals. Another antelope species for us, but I am not complaining whatsoever. I think their patterning is actually super unique and very beautiful, and I'm very excited to have these guys in game, especially because they are an extinct in the wild species, so they fit the conservation completely perfectly. We have one more screenshot that I need to record next, which is the axolotl, but we still have a few more animals to see. So if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like down below, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button. I wouldn't want you to miss out on any future content. We will be covering Planet Zoo and the Conservation Pack very heavily when it comes out in the next few weeks. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful day. I will talk to you in the next video. Bye!